Hails of bullets and shells fly overhead in the Call of Duty-style clip as a defender fights back a ferocious Russian onslaught. Believed to be filmed near the war-torn eastern city of Bakhmut, he blasts RPGs at the attackers. Scorched earth flies through the air as Russian forces returned fire with volleys of bullets at the soldiers' position. He then ditches the grenade launcher and grabs an assault rifle darting through a trench system. But just yards away, alone, Russian stalks into view as he appears ready to breach the trenches, unaware of the Ukrainian presence. The orange armband wearing attacker menacingly zeroes his gun downwards. But the defender pulls the trigger, unleashing 7 shots at the white trouser mercenary. In footage too graphic to show, he buckles to the ground after being struck from the side in the hail of bullets. The Ukrainian then charges back to his original position and continues unloading automatic gunfire at the attackers as they charge across the snow-covered battlefield. A comrade can be seen sheltering in cover amid the hellish firefight as it rages on. The video shared on the Telegram messaging service gives an insight into the savage onslaught of Putin's murderer-packed guns-for-hire army Wagner Group, which has around 50,000 men, have launched relentless attacks on Bakhmut in recent weeks. The group first appeared in eastern Ukraine in 2014, when Putin began backing Russian separatists in the Donbass region. The private paramilitary that has since cropped up in conflicts in Syria and across Africa was formed by Putin's crony Yevgeny Prigozhin. Footage released by the Kremlin shows 2 of its 295 Bear bombers near to American airspace in a show of strength to the west. The footage reportedly shows the noisy missile carriers flying over neutral waters in the Bering Sea, accompanied by Russian fighter jets very close to U.S. airspace. The Valentine's Day mission was thought to be warning to the West amid Kremlin fury over supplies of weapons to Ukraine, but it's now emerged the video taken showed one of 2 missions flown by the Russians over 48 hours. The North American Aerospace Defense Command NORAD said it detected, tracked, positively identified and intercepted 4 Russian aircraft approaching Alaska. Air Defense Identification Zone of February 14. NORAD said this was the second intercept of Russian aircraft over 2 days. The Russian aircraft included 2 95 Bear Su-30 fighter and Su-35 fighter aircraft, it added. They were intercepted by 2 F-35A fighters supported by 2 F-16 fighters, 1 E-3 Centuria WACS and 2 kilo-coulombs 135 Strato tankers. The day after the incident, Russia flew 2 supersonic Blackjack nuclear bombers. Close to the UK, 2 planes patrolled the Norwegian and Barents Sea in a 13-hour mission which included in-flight fueling, the Russian Defense Ministry said. The flights came after repeated threats made by Russian officials and propagandists on using nuclear weapons amid deepening East-West tensions surrounding the war in Ukraine. However, even before Russia's brutal invasion of Ukraine, the country had been stepping up its patrols near U.S. airspace, increasing them by 6-fold in recent years. In the released images, the Russian aeroplanes can be seen preparing for takeoff from an undisclosed location at night. One of the planes can then be seen taking to the skies before the other can also be seen taking off. The footage then shows the view from inside the cockpit of one of the aircrafts. Other shots also show the other plane, both of them apparently flying high above the clouds. After a flight that is said to have lasted over 7 hours, the aircraft can be seen coming into land. The images were obtained from the Russian Ministry of Defense on Tuesday. 2295M strategic missile carriers of the Russian Aerospace Forces completed a planned flight over the neutral waters of the Bering Sea. It continued. Long-range aviation pilots regularly fly over the neutral waters of the Arctic, North Atlantic, Pacific Ocean, Black and Baltic Seas. All flights of aircraft of the Russian Aerospace Forces are carried out in strict accordance with the international rules for the use of airspace, added Moscow. The claims and the footage of the Valentine's mission has not been able to be independently verified. The 295s are the world's only propeller-powered strategic bombers. The same type of planes, which date from the Soviet era, were hit at a base in Angel's Saratov region by a Ukrainian drone strike hundreds of miles inside the Russian border on